Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode number 2 of Casting My Clan. So let's talk over the team. On the Radiant side, we have in the mid lane the Necrophos. Off lane is going to be Primal Beast. Hearted support is going to be the Shadow Shaman. Techies is going to be the position 4 support. And I, as the Luna, am going to be the position 1. On the Dire side, we got Hoodwink and Rubik, if I remember correctly, are in the offlane. So Hoodwink is the position 4, Rubik is the offlaner, Broodmother is the mid laner, Witch Doctor is the hard support position 5, and Spectre is position 1/carry. Gonna be very interesting how this one develops. So Luna has a chance to pretty hard power farm. That's something to keep in mind the whole time. One of the other things you kind of have to keep an eye out for is Primal Beast is a pretty interesting offlaner. I've seen quite a bit, but Primal Beast gets but the casting. Shadow Cam comes in there with the grip there, not enough there. Broodmother barely survives this. And that's going to be it for now, how everything goes down with that fight. But one thing to really keep in mind is a lot of the positions are going to be very interesting. Spectre can hard carry depending on how the matchup goes completely here. Meanwhile, as I said, the Luna can farm pretty early on, can find good spots to flash farm. Not too sure if I really found those, but I tried my best in this game, gotta be honest about that one. But yeah, it's basically kind of like Spectre and Luna can pretty much make a lot of game deciding plays here, depending on how the rest of the team kind of lines up with that. And Techie goes in with a great blast off there, gets a lot of damage on top of that one. But yeah, we see a bit of pressure here. Rubik and Hoodwink can actually pressure out. That was a pretty bad loosened beam there. Was supposed to go on the Rubik, actually accidentally hit the Hoodwink, gets root up there, a bit of damage on top of the Hoodwink, takes quite a bit, and yeah, that's it. Primal Beast goes in for a charge there, knocks quite a bit back, gets hit by the casket there, bounces away. Spectre gets a lot of damage already on there. Techie's trying to do what they can really to take a bit of pressure off the Primal Beast. Another good binding there on the Rubik. This is the thing I would actually say that. So the one thing I would say in level 1, I was horribly last hitting. Gotta be completely honest about that one. Went pretty bad. Shadow Shaman and I are pretty low here. Broodmother goes in, puts it on the lifesteal, slaps up quite a bit onto the Necrophos. Necrophos can't find the damage to put Broodmother down there right now. He puts a lot of pressure on top as well, but this is kind of the thing that I find very interesting about their draft. They have Spectre who can do a lot in this game. Rubik can do a lot with the spells, but at the same time, you gotta kind of look at it this way. Rubik can do quite a bit. Oh, Hex on top of the Hoodwink. Hoodwink gets bound there quite a bit, and there comes the loosened beam, and First Blood goes over to the Shadow Shaman. A pretty good start here for the Radiant team here. Necrophos gets pressured quite a bit by the Broodmother, but they're kind of equally trading out here right now. Brood can pretty much sustain herself thanks to that lifesteal, and she is doing that quite well, to be honest about that one. Insatiable Hunger is doing quite well with that one, but does go down to the Heartstopper aura, so something about that does come up sometimes. So 2 zip about 3 minutes in for the Radiant team here. So that's something about this one. Wing trying to contest this right now. Pulls in the Bushwhack. Throws an Acorn out as well, so it's kind of interesting how this one goes around. X on top of the Hoodwink. But yeah, that's another part where I would say, interesting. Bomb comes out there. Spectre's getting pressure quite nicely. Cascade. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's just kind of like a exchange, I would say, right now. You got death pulls from the The Nico trying to answer for the damage that the Broodmother's putting out. But I find it very interesting to see, last game we did see a Necrophos as well. But that, oh, blast off and the bomb, not enough to put Spectre down. Can Primal Beast get the charge in there? Goes for the charge, gets a knock on to the Spectre, but it's not enough. Primal Beast is dropping pretty low, does get the hit onto the Witch Doctor Courier, but it goes down at the same time. Here you can really see, I'm not really a Luna player, and Matt at position 1 gets pulled in now as well. A lot of damage being put once again on top of the Luna. And I would say that's kind of like really my issue right now. The farm is one of them. Blood Grenade comes out of there, Bushwhack comes through, and that is unfortunately enough to put down the Luna. And that's... I feel like I played the laning stage really bad, to be honest. We've done a lot more. Oh, charge in from the Primal Beast, gets on top of the Witch Doctor. Blast off goes on to the Spectre. Spectre's dropping pretty low. Casket Maledict comes out of there. Techie's dropping pretty low here right now. Goes down. Can the Primal Beast answer? And Techie's explodes and Primal Beast gets the kill. Meanwhile, there is now that on top. The Rubik is holding on and gets killed off as well. Necrophos gets the Broodmother at the same time, so... Rating gets 2 kills. It's 5-3 in about 5:10 on the clock. But you can see in terms of last hits, I'm pretty far behind where I should be. Necrophos comes in for a gank right now. I'm not too sure this is the best position to go into. Necrophos walks under the tower, puts out the scythe. It worked, but that wasn't a clean play out of that one. It worked, but you can really see that wasn't clean at all. And that's something to keep in mind here right now, so... Not looking too good there. As I said, it worked out, but it was not the cleanest way you want to go for that one. Blast off, really good hit there. Primal Beast trying to get some more out of this one. Casket hits the Primal Beast. Techie's dropping pretty low. Will die to the Maledict in the next step there. Goes down and gone. Binding on the Hoodwink, but there's nobody close by. The Luna is now just coming in there on the side. Rubik's trying to answer this one completely. There's a ward being placed there as well. A lot of damage being put on top of the Luna once again. As I said, I feel like that was one of my mistakes as well in this game, that I played it pretty badly with dying too much. And these are kind of points you gotta kind of keep in mind. I gotta improve there. Broodmother going in on the jungle while the Necrophos is trying to even out the odds with ganks and everything, but it's not looking too good right now. Luna gets pulled in there, put quite a bit up there. A lot of damage on the Luna once again. Not really much to follow up on this one. Vic is pretty low, but yeah, just hits the Fade Bolt and puts the Luna down there. That was a bit of a misplay there. Actually, quite a misplay, let's be honest about that one. But you can see CS-wise not looking too good. 19 to 25. The Rubik is doing pretty well with the last. I mean, I would say he's uncontested, but he has an easier time here right now. Terror Shaman just walks in there. I don't know why that we would do that one. Necrophos is now coming from the side. Death Pulse does give him a bit of healing there. There's now an opportunity to put down the Hoodwink. Hoodwink goes down to the Reaper Scythe, so that's the first Reaper Scythe kill in this game right now. Rubik trying to find a way out of this one, but not really much about that one. Gets hit by that one, and the Glaive does the deed. See, Broodmother went for the top side. They get a kill on top of the techies once again. But now Death Pulse comes through there. Broodmother has a bit of an issue there. The Casket comes once again through and gives a good opportunity here. And I feel like, if I remember correctly, we're in Herald range. Blast off on top of the Spectre. This is an opportunity if they get a chance there. Disarm onto the Spectre. Spectre has to pull out everything. Primal Beast goes down completely there. Necrophos tries to do what he can. Internal Shroud being pulled out there, but no opportunity there. There is the Haunt there. Necro tries to do as much as he can. Hoodwink comes in there. Necro goes down as well, so that's a pretty much a cleanup. 9-8 now on the scoreboard. And that was a play. So that means that the Spectre has the boots done now as well. If we look at the items for now, Primal Beast going in with the charge immediately in there, but nothing really grabbed there. Gets hit with the Maledict and the Death and the Totem as well. So let's look at the items for now. Let's see how it looks up. So Luna has the power treads. Spectre has the power treads. So even up there, Death Pulse there is being chased by the Broodmother. Broodmother puts on a lot of damage, gets the kill on the Luna as well. So that was the third death I think I had there right now. Yep, third death, very unnecessary death there, to be completely honest. Bit too far forward push there, had to pay the price for that one. Pushwhack puts in Necrophos gets stunned as well. Tekis comes in with a great blast up. Sharpshooter does hit Necrophos, and there is still the Maledict going on, and the Maledict will put him down with the Hoodwink with the Acorn as well. You know, Spectre farming quite nicely here already. It's really what you want to see here right now. If you're on the dire side, 3,000 gold up here, you can see quite a good amount of damage. That was pretty much the Hoodwink doing what the Hoodwink does. Meanwhile, Luna trying to catch up as much as you can right now. Spectre is going to go all in on the Radiance, which makes a lot of sense. Spectre is farming. Necrophos is going to come in as well, so they're going to look for an opportunity to try to pick up the Spectre, but the Spectre just walks out of there completely unharmed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But now you can see Luna's really... This timing, so about mid-game, I'm really finding my footing here. Mother looking for another opportunity here. It's on top of there completely loose. There comes the Eclipse now as well. Shaman is getting into danger territory and does survive that though. Otekis comes in with a blast off on top of the Witch Doctor, but Primal Beast can't find the footing in there. But yeah, Lucent Beam Eclipse used there to get on top of that Broodmother. The Wings being chased down pretty badly here. Necrophos. It has a Death Pulse, doesn't have enough mana for the Dark Reaper Scythe, so that's gonna be a walk away scurry away from the Hoodwink. Oh, Casket and the Totem once again being put out there, and that's a Death Ward being put out there, and that's another dead Primal Beast. Primal Beast is not looking too good right now. With his 3 deaths, not really much about that one. Is kind of the issue right now because we can see the Spectre sort of has a freeze time right now. Spectre is farming well. Is moving into the Radiance, which is a reasonable choice to be honest. You can kind of see how this one's developing out of this one, so they're looking... Top side is now looking to push that one in probably, I would say right now. That would be the play you should go for right now. Would be my choice at least. Luna picks up the Mask of Madness, which is the choice you kind of want to have. The bot side has been pushed in there, so technically what I should have been doing. Challenge the triangle right now. Challenge Spectre's triangle, take as much room away from her as possible. As you can see on the last hits, I've been I've been finding room right now to find the farm.
Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Primal Beast with the charge in, slows down the Rubik. The casket hits quite nicely there. As they get to pick up, sharpshooter's getting pulled out there as well. Misses wide. So the Radiant side, do you have an option? Bushwhack misses there completely. Oh, the wards have been, serpent wards have been put out there. That's Hoodwink biting the dust. Shadow Shaman is trying to find a way. Blast off from the techies, gets pulled back in there. This is not a good opportunity here. But Primal Beast charges in there, grabs the Witch Doctor, he goes down. And meanwhile, the Broodmother tried to stab from the side. Luna came in there, got some room there. Rubik's being chased down still right now by the Primal Beast. And Necro gets a kill. Primal Beast goes down because Rubik did get a steal there. And now the Loosened Beam helps Necrophos put that one in the books. That was a good TP there from the Luna. That was a good wraparound they got there out of this one. Witch Doctor comes in there, gets completely in top of that one. Use the shroud, throws out the casket, gets stunned up immediately out of this one. Broodmother comes in as well now, goes down to the Luna. Broodmother comes in now as well, pulls immediately out the Insatiable Hunger, but gets disarmed immediately there and dies off to the techies. That TP was a bit of a risky one. Meanwhile, Spectre is pushing in the mid lane, makes a lot of sense there, has Desolate damage up now. And stole Death Pulse now. Little damage from Primal Beast here, just to do what you can kind of do about this one, really. But you can really see Spectre's 5 and 2 right now. A bit behind the Luna, but that's probably just because of how the fights just went out for a moment there. But yeah, I say I had a bad early game. I on my footing back then towards the mid game, really. And at this phase, I would say I should try to put the pedal to the metal. Just kind of get my next item spike, which I don't really remember. What was it? Oh yeah, the Manta. Get the Manta, get into a fight, force something out, because I think at that point I knew Spectre was going to go for the Radiance. Not 100% sure I knew that, but that was kind of like my thought process, that I kind of have to just kind of push the advantage I could get, really. Necrophos gets pulled in there. Maledict does hit. Once again, the casket goes out as well. Rubik is with the haste rune there as well. Ghost Shroud is being popped there. I'm not too sure the Ghost Shroud really helps up with how they're playing this out. Doctor puts down some wards. Have a good position here. Does Spectre have ult? Spectre does have Haunt, so that's something to keep in mind right now. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman is trying to find a force push here right now, which makes a lot of sense, to be honest. But yeah, the Radiance is going to be a big part of this game right now. How it goes with the Radiance is going to be really the deciding factor right now. If Spectre managed to get to the Radiance, I wouldn't say unharmed, because that would be wrong, but not that much involved in anything that could open up a chance really for the Dire to gain an advantage in this game. Searing Signet for the Primal Beast, interesting pickup. A lot of level 10 talents are coming in right now. Rubik overextended, I would say, right now in this one. Lunar Eclipse being put out to you. Witch Doctor gets a casket down. Rubik barely survives this one, and the Death Ward and Maledict are going to put the Luna out of commission there. And that's a good play from the Witch Doctor, and I would say that's kind of like one of the issues I had as well, that I didn't really count for the Witch Doctor correctly in this game.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
But yeah, Spectre and I are kind of in a similar position most of the time, I would say, right now. X on top of that one. Nobody's alive. I mean, okay, there's the techies that are alive, but Witch Doctor does it on his own already, so that's good to see right now. Let's see net worth right now. So yeah, you can see both top position ones are moving up the ranks quite nicely here. It's a good position to be in right now. Techie's looking for an opportunity. They get the career. Unfortunately, it's a career after everything done. Reality being thrown out by the Spectre. Gets hexed up, so this is now an opportunity. Spectre gets rooted up here. Goes it off quite nicely and gets taken out. And that hurts really a lot, the Spectre, because I think if I saw correctly, did have the Radiance there already, so it's fine, honestly, for her. Just slows down the farm a bit. Out of 8 is for the Hoodwink, so another item got on the board. Mid-tier 1 goes down. Jump, blast off, doesn't hit the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor has the shard already? Witch Doctor has the shard already, doesn't he? Yep, Witch Doctor has the shard already, so that's why he had the Death Ward jump. And there's a 3k lead right now for this Dire side. Funny enough, it's not really the Broodmother who's been spiraling out of control. The Rubik has been pretty heavy. Primal Beast is pretty far behind right now. He's not having a good game. But yeah, I'd say partly I had some bad deaths that I picked up that I should have not picked up. That's kind of a part of the issue, I would say. Primal Beast charges in there. It's next to the Witch Doctor. Gets a bit of stomping about here. Fortunately, though, pulls one in there. Clips gets pulled out as well. The shard comes out there. Witch Doctor trying to find a way out of this one. It's disarmed. Throws out the casket. Throws now the real Death Ward out. But Luna puts him down into the ground. And that's a pickup again. So, and Spectre wants to get the Manta Star already up. Meanwhile, I got the Manta Star already. I'm going for the Dragonlance right now. So it's a fine setup right now. You can see the Luna a bit less than 2,000 gold lead on top of the Spectre. The problem more is we're not hampering the Spectre enough, I would say. We sold the Serpent Ward, so that's going to be a very interesting situation that the Serpent Wards are going to go after each other here. Spectre comes in there, gets its pick off on the techies. There's not much really done about the Necrophos. Walks in there, gets completely ramped down there. Spectre picks up 2. Will the third one follow, or will there be an escape route now? That courier went down. Shadow Shaman is now trying to find a way out of this one. Does pick this one. Does not pick up the Wisdom Shrine up. Actually does shortly before the end. Triple for the Spectre. Yeah, you got the shrine, but the problem is kind of the thing about it as well. Spectre got 3 kills off of that fight. You can really see how deep they're warding. Here wards already down. Here are wards down. So not really much room for me as a Luna to really play this one out anymore. Dragonlance is completed now. There's the chase going on to the Hoodwink, and Hoodwink gets put into the ground.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But yeah, the problem is Primal Beast is looking pretty sharp. The Spectre almost caught completely up with the Luna there. Charge in there on top of the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor has used the shroud, but gets pulled in there. Death Ward replacement is being put up there. Now Witch Doctor still caught out of that one and gets taken down once again. And now the chance is really to push this one out.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Spectre free farming right now is close to getting the Manta Cell done. The wards once again being pulled out. If you're stunned on top of the Luna can't really do much about that one. Luna Eclipse being thrown out. Eclipse being thrown out there as well. Rubik is dropping pretty low, but Broodmother is now going on top of Techies. Is still going on to Necrophos, goes down. Though Luna picks up a kill there, and now Rubik trying to hold on as much as he can right now. Pull in there from the Bushwhack here, disarm on the Necrophos. Necrophos going for the chase still here right now, trying to put some more damage, and Luna did walk away from this fight right now because that's wiser choice. Bushwhack, Maledict, and Necrophos overextended his fight quite a bit. And here's the other thing you kind of look about this right now. Primal Beast slowly finding some farm up here, needs to get into a position where he's not behind one of the support. Well, technically the Broodmother is behind the support as well because this Witch Doctor has been on point. That's something to keep in mind about this game as well. Spectre and Luna are still doing the race kind of thing. And I gotta say for myself, as the Luna, I did okay-ish with the farm. It went better along the game. To be completely honest about it, Witch Doctor's dropping pretty low already. He's going for his Aghanim's, which makes a lot of sense. He picks up Kaya. As I said, the Primal Beast kind of looks a bit off where he was in the position here. But otherwise, I would say it's kind of fine where everything's going right now for this one. Clearing out another ward charge in there. Good Hex on top of the Witch Doctor. He has no opportunity to pull anything out of there. Gupnir is being thrown out there, and the Sharpshooter does put the break on the Shadow Shaman, but that's all she wrote right now. Chase is going on for the Hoodwink. Blast off hits the Hoodwink. Hoodwink's not in good position there. Hex on as well there. Primal Beast charges and they get the pick up here. Broodmother's going to come around there. Luna's not anywhere close by. Spectre's coming into the fight now. Reaper Sights goes out of there. Broodmother does survive the Reaper Sights, but still goes down there. Spectre's trying to do as much damage as possible. Spectre gets hexed up there. This is now the opportunity. This is where I would say this would be the Radiant's chance to really push the envelope quite nicely here. Spectre is down for 40 seconds. This is now really the chance. I feel like this is probably one of the points where I and my team kind of threw this game. Well, yes, we get the tier 2 mid. We need to push further. Rubik gets a pull up there onto that one, hooked up there as well, and Rubik goes down. That's another opportunity, another open opportunity to play this one out. 27 minutes in, this should be the chime. And as I said, this is kind of where I would say we're kind of throwing it away. Because Witch Doctor's trying to find a way out of this one. Stun comes out there. Death Ward is being thrown out there. Should be the opportunity to back off. There's no opportunity whatsoever now to take a fight right now. They should just walk away here and be fine. That's how the fight should have been played out here completely. BKB now for the Luna. It helps a lot with what the enemy team has on board right now. Spectre has the Radiance Manta Cell. Is going to go next up for the Ivescardi. Meanwhile, the Luna is going to... Still doesn't have the BKB yet there. Is on the way. But I think my next item was... I'm considering right now what it was. Spectre jumps in there. This is now an interesting fight here. Luna is close by as well. Spectre's dropping pretty low already. Spectre goes down. The Death Ward comes through there. Luna's in a bad spot. Should barely survive that one, but that was a great Death Ward that evened up that fight. But Spectre is down for the count once again, so this should actually be the best opportunity you have. We need a bit of farming up here. Woodwing takes a bit of damage here. Hoodwink almost dead. One more mine and that's a dead Hoodwink. But yeah, Primal Beast still lacking a bit behind. Necrophos trying to hold up, but the Rubik has been farming astoundingly good. I gotta look at that for now. What was it? Was W? Actually, not that much. So it's more kills, I would say, right now. Is a pickup on the Broodmother? Get on top of that one. Broodmother's dropping pretty low. Gets killed off there completely here. And yeah, you can kind of see how everything goes right now. Net worth is right now still. Oh, this is a big lead. This should be actually really when you try to pull the trigger if you're the Radiant side. It's not a big lead, but you got a Luna with like 4,000 more than your opponent. You get on top of the Witch Doctor, but not really much about that one. It's a Melodic, gets another one out there. Prime will be looking for a chase here. But not too much there. Hoodwink scurrying away a bit. Finding a lot of mines, but should still be fine. Rubik looking for an opportunity to get something in there. Luna is not even close to this fight right now, so that's something to keep in mind here. And yeah, I would say right now it's partly on me, because I feel like we should have had to push our opportunity there pretty badly right now. Is how I look at it, at least, but yeah. Quite a bit of push here right now. And you see now, there's an opportunity right now. Roche is up. I don't think Brood really wants to fight the Luna right now. But yeah, Radiant take the advantage, trying to go for Roshan here right now. Pretty much the play you kind of want to have. So what we got to keep in mind right now, we do have Spectre with the Radiant, so evasion is in the play right now. Rubik comes in there, tries to get aggressive, goes with the blast off there. Does pay the price. Their Broodmother looks to come around here, tries to get on top of the pit here, goes on top of the Inspector, jumps in as well. Now BKB is being fired up here right now. Brood's taking quite a bit of damage already. Brood goes down to the Luna. Spectre is now fighting in the Serpent Wards, tries to get out of there one, takes a lot of damage, goes down. Egg is being picked up here. Woodwind comes around there. They do manage to immediately with the Death Ward pop the Aegis. Brood a switcheroo once again here. Witch Doctor is still there, gets taken down by the Serpent Wards. Luna gets a stun onto the Hoodwink. Hoodwink does, I think, have Scurry still in hand. Yes, 3 Scurries, so that should be no opportunity. But Scurry's away. And they did pop the Aegis immediately, so that's something to keep in mind. You see, everybody died. There was just the Aegis in play there that gave Luna the next opportunity, but that was not a good fight for the Dire side. I feel like this would have been an opportunity to find some push right now. That should have been the option to really take here, I would say, right now. But now you see the Primal Beast is finally catching up a bit. Witch Doctor has been taking the step back to give up some more farm here. But right now it's pretty much a point where I would say the Spectre is in a good spot, but not immediately where you want to be. Luna looking for the butterfly, and then I think the next item was an MKB. Is that near being put out there? Lotus Orb on top of that one, but the The root of Citrus puts a lot of damage, and Hoodwink goes down to the Reaper site while all of that happens, and they back away. These are prices that are being paid pretty much here. Lunar Eclipse now being thrown out by the Techies, by Rubik here. Techies is dropping pretty low. The Maledict is putting a lot of damage on top of the Luna, and that should be putting her down. Yes, that puts her down. Spectre gets a good answer there immediately. It's almost 1,000 gold just off of that kill, and that is not a good position to be in. Techies trying to find a way out of this one. The Reality's coming in there, drops on top of that, gets disarmed by the Techies, but Techies can't get away there, and the burn hurts enough there. Problem Beast goes into the backline, tries to get a jump on top of the Rubik. Rubik is hexed up now as well. Rubik is not finding an opportunity, gets roared now as well. Han comes in there, Spectre's looking for another fight, gets a lot of damage there, gets the kill on that one, triple kill. Gets a kill on top of the Spectre, and that means everybody except the Necro are dead right now, and Necro is topside completely. I think that's really the point where this game kind of jumps into the wrong direction for our team, that fight. A little bit too much. I have Scotty now for the Spectre being picked up here.
Are those cracks in Dyer's top tower?
But Necro has fallen pretty far off, so you can see all 3 cores of the Dire side are in the top 4 already. Not a good situation to be in, let's be honest about that one. I mean, at least it's like it's evening out, but really right now the lead is more on the mid and off lane, how everything's going. I mean, the supports of Dire look a bit better as well, but that's almost neglectable because I would put at least like 2 or 3k more worth on the Witch Doctor just with however the placement of the Death Ward is. Voodoo Switcheroo being used right now. The Witch Doctor trying to hold up there. Broodmother's close by as well. Gets on top of the Necrophos. Primal Beast is going to look for a TP in here. This could become a fight right now. Disarm onto the Broodmother. Spectre's close by as well. If they can get a grab on one of them, they could maybe find a good fight here. Primal Beast looking for the chase. They get it on top of the Spectre. This is now an opportunity. Hex on the Spectre. Spectre's barely holding on right now, taking a lot of damage there. That's where it comes out as well. Spectre falls in this fight. BKB thrown out by the Luna now. Eclipse goes out of there as well. Spectre goes down. Rubik's trying to hold on as much as he can. Rubik goes down in that fight. Hoodwink is the lone survivor right now. Can Luna find a way? Scurry being used there right now. Glepnir thrown out as well, and this is where the chase should not be going on. There should be now a push. But this is now an opportunity for this Radiant team to find a play for this one. Pick up the wave. Try to find a push here right now. We did have a Broodmother buyback. Yeah, we did have a Broodmother buyback, so that's something we have to keep in mind here. Broodmother has no buyback right now. That's something to play out right now completely here. And that's going to be very important right now. You can see buyback status is Ray. So Rubik, Techies, and Witch Doctor have. But yeah, I feel like this should have been actually, now looking at this game, should have been more of an opportunity to push because, you know, Spectre's in the ground right now. We don't know if she has buyback or not. Brood just throwing everything out, just trying to clear out some waves. Everything. At least that's how I look at it right now. I think that was hero level. No, gold per minute is that. But yeah, you can kind of see Luna and Spectre are 1-1 really right now. I think I even I partly handicapped myself a bit on this one because I was trying to get close to buyback because I was like, okay, if I have buyback with the MKB, I'm pretty good position right now. The MKB was really needed for the Spectre because the Spectre already has. That is even going into the Butterfly, so too. Butterfly on the Broodmother, so that makes a lot of sense to actually have that in there. Have the MKB on point. The Enchanter's Bauble might have been a mistake here. Techies, I'm not too sure about those two, going with those still. Good death, good Voodoo Switcheroo, stunned up there. Witch Doctor doesn't get a second opportunity there, so that's an opportunity. Why I'm using more the W right now, the glaives. Actually, a simple reason. I use Lunar Orbit a lot more in this game right now because of the Rubik. Because I'm like, okay, the Rubik, I want to hit the... If I, for example, hit Eclipse, I want to have the glaives up immediately to answer that one, not to have it stolen off of me in that fight. That's at least how I looked at it. And then you can see exactly my plan worked out in that case. He stole the wrong item. There is now the Eclipse being thrown out there. Spectre is dropping pretty low. Spectre tries to find a way out of this one, but grab from the Primal Beast is now the opportunity, and this should be really the push time right now. This should be go time right now. Primal Beast gets a pick up on the Hoodwink. Broodmother's the lone survivor right now. Gets Reaper Scythe, gets taken out as well. Triple kill for the Primal Beast in this case, and this should be really the go time push. They did immediately fortify this one. Witch Doctor is the only one with buyback, which is a very interesting situation to be about this one. But yeah, this should be kind of like the position, and you go for that one. You should. The thing is, we didn't know about the buybacks. We should have tried to force their hand a lot more in this one right now. Witch Doctor gets a good Maledict, gets a good switcheroo out as well. Witch Doctor is still pretty low, gets stunned up there once again, gets grabbed by the Primal Beast, and they put him down into the dirt. And this is actually where you should just kind of try to force your position here, but we didn't really do that. We should have... Witch Doctor actually went for the buyback, so okay, yeah, it makes a lot of sense now to walk out of there. But forced another buyback out. 2 down on the Dire side. You can see the lead. It looks okay right now, about an 8k lead right now. The fights are going quite in favor right now of this Radiant team. But one thing you can slowly keep your eye on, the Necrophos is slowly moving down the net worth chart pretty heavily. I mean, he's doing some work as well, so you can't really fault him for that one, but it's still looking pretty heavy if you're almost the last one right now in your team. Voodoo switcheroo a bit there to clear out the waves. Victor still doesn't have the butterfly. There's Gans Roche. I feel like we should have probably forced a second Roche. Now that I think about it as well. Rubik did get his hand on the loosened beam. So that was once again a little slight misplay of me. Another thing I would probably say, we should have probably tried to force the hand more. We gave Spectre the breathing room, should have forced the hand more. We did that, we could have probably gotten something out of it. Those are the little things, you know. Go for Roche, try to force the hand. Make them come to us, try to fight us. Because I don't think they really wanted to fight at that point. To be completely honest. I gave him the room. Monkey King Bar now done on the Luna as well, so that's going to be a pretty interesting position to be in right now. I said probably the bobble. Probably would have not taken that next time. But that's on me, that's on me. Still looking pretty spicy, I would say. Steals a mine there. Primal Beast is pretty far forward. This could be a bad situation to be in right now. But yeah, probably Roche to force the hand. Force them into a fight we really want to take. Really gets stunned up there for a moment. Necrophos jumps into the fight. This is not the position to be in. You don't have your supports here. Rubik's holding on. Broodmother is getting in some damage here. This is not the play really right now. Gets pulled in there. Completely a lot of damage being put on top of the Luna. Spectre's holding on as much as he can. Gets stunned up there now as well. Has to use the Manta to get out. The Primal Beast is dropping pretty low here. Broodmother is holding on as much as he can. Really another stun here. Gets a hold on to that one. The cask comes out of there. Stun comes out of there. Luna goes down to the ground, and that's yeah, as I said, probably a bit of an overextension. Techies wasn't even close by. That's a bad play there. This opens up all the room for the Dire side now. I said probably should have tried to force their hand towards a Baron fight or something like that to just get a really good play in here, but you can see how this one goes. Not Battlefield, Butterfly being put out into the hands of the Spectre now, so Spectre is pretty much stacked right now. As I said, there's only one buyback right now. There's the Luna buyback. Techies has to be very careful how to play this one out. Puts a bit of damage on top of that one. The mine gets stolen here, so this is not a good position to be in. Techies dropping pretty low. Rubik trying to force something out of here. And this is really delay as much time as possible, because that could be the opportunity that you really need in this game. And this, I think this is really the position where it really becomes pretty rough here for Reality. Jumps on top of the Techies. Techies overstepped his boundary there and gets taken out. So that is now everybody except the Necrophos down. Dire has now the opportunity to grab this lead as much as they want really right now. And that is the consideration that the Radiant side needs to have right now. Rainbow Beast going for a charge, and that's probably a bit too far, I would say right now. Throws out the BKB. Takes quite a bit of damage. Hex onto the Rubik, but I said not really the play you want to have happen here. Death Pulse being picked up by Rubik. And Broodmother just clinging out a bit more as well. As I said, probably should have forced the Roshan a bit earlier on. The Radiant team. Dire does have now an opportunity to actually go for Roche. And the contest needs to come out now. Needs to be the heavy contest, but the Radiant team aren't just letting it happen, and that's the biggest issue right now. Yep. That is the cost. That is the cost. And that's probably the hand you don't want to play here right now. And now the Radiant team are looking for... As I said, probably during the parent fight you could have gotten in there. Could have gotten on top of the Roshan. Contested that one pretty heavily. But yeah, that's a mistake. Okay, they get on top of the Witch Doctor. Unfortunately, the Shadow Shaman is being immediately pulled in there. Spectre looking for a fight here. Big Serpent Ward being popped out there. Primal Beast charges him from the side. Luna is pretty far behind. Serpent Ward's been thrown out as well. Primal Beast going in there. Rubik charges into the back line. I don't know why he would do that, but he runs immediately into that one. Completely, there's the one down. Luna is trying to do what she can to get some damage out of there, but she gets this hit as much as possible, and that's a kill. And that's almost a complete team wipe, and that is really probably, I would almost say, game. We only have a Luna buyback. Nothing else is really on the board here. I would say that's game. Because yes, the Luna can buy back and do something, but Luna can't stop 4 of them. Necrophos bought back, so Luna buys back as well, trying to force something out of this one, but that's the problem right now. You do have the Shaman still up there, so that's something to be about this, but you do have to kind of give up that set of racks there right now. That may be a bit of a misplay there from the Radiant team as a whole, myself included. If you would have probably gone for more of a force, then you would have gotten something out of this one, but that of course gives the Spectre now the lead. I don't think Spectre's going to hand that back at any time anymore. And Necrophos has tumbled all the way down to the last spot there. This is the thing. I feel like Necrophos could have had a lot more impact in this game. A lot more impact. But he didn't look too good, and if we probably look at like his death number, he's 13, 13, 24, so he should be actually kind of fine with everything, but don't know what was going on there with the Necrophos. But that's kind of like the problem about this Radiant team right now. You kind of have the Luna, you kind of have to play for Protect 1 completely for this right now to really maximize everything, so kind of have to force out a lot of the ults and cooldowns off of the Dire team to really get something about this one. The other thing you can't forget, you got 2 minutes still on the Aegis, and the Aegis would be a pretty harsh death sentence if the Spectre gets the Aegis pop up pretty nicely there. I mean, it's really rough if you look at that. Primal Beast is slowly moving up there, but it's heavy. It's heavy. You see 30,000 net worth, 32,000 net worth. The Luna is a bit behind there, and then you got Brood and everybody behind, and then you got a huge chasm coming up there. And that's really the part where it kind of develops out of it. If we look at the graph, you can really see here was their high point. There they looked really good, and then it started just tumbling down. And you can see that they started dying there just again and again. So it's a bit of like a situation where I'd say Dire didn't play it out. Did play it out well, their positioning. The Radiant Dire just did it better than Radiant. Stun on the Luna. The Lotus off being pulled out as well. First one is already down with techies there. Spectre is holding on as much as he can. A lot of damage being put out there. Spectre might go down here in the fight. Does go down, but that's the Aegis, and Luna doesn't have a buyback, and that's GG, I would say right now. The Aegis for Spectre being down through there. Necrophos and Luna down for 2 minutes. And that's game, yeah. Basically that's game. Spectre walks in there. Not much to be done about it. Necrophos, I don't know what Necrophos was doing in between this game, but unfortunately it wasn't working out for the team. Gonna open up that completely fine. Broodmother's getting some more farm in there, as you would want to see from a Broodmother. All fine and dandy. Spectre is going for the push here. First throw, and they're going for the throw, no problem whatsoever. Banner being planted down now as well, so all is good. And GG, the Dire side win 57-48 in about 51 minutes and 31 seconds. GG.